Hey guys, so what am I working on now? It's a Ford F-250. It's a 10 cylinder, and I'm thinking it's like a 2001, 2002. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the year yet. But what am I doing? Check this out. All right, let's start it up. Oops. Maybe we won't start it up. Oh, okay. It looks like it's got a bad battery connection because I just had it running a second ago. All right, let's pop the hood and let's see what's going on. So we're back up underneath the hood. I just got really poor battery connections here. I've never been a huge fan of these. I mean, sometimes you have no choice. But I don't know. As you see, the battery's not even mounted right. Let's see if it'll start. Yeah, I got key chime now. You hear that? That's a blown out spark plug. If it's all the way in the rear, we're pulling the cabs off of this thing. And I think it is all the way in the rear. Get inside, we'll find out. All right, so yes, indeed, it is the last one on that side. That would be number 5. Look down here, I have another flashlight in place. But if you look all the way in back, it actually blew the coil up and out. So, some of you smaller guys could probably get in there and do this job, but you got to make sure the piston's down and you got to make sure the valves are closed. Me personally, cab comes off. Reason being is I have a clear shot at it. I could do it because I've seen people do these where they don't make sure the valves are closed and they actually catch a valve with the tool when they're trying to fix that insert. So, and what you do too is when you're already in there, you may as well check everything else. What happens is the spark plugs loosen up and the threads get beat inside, from the spark plug threads in the cylinder head. They get beat because they kind of vibrate in between one another. And of course the aluminum cylinder head is much weaker than the spark plug. So eventually it blows the threads right out of the cylinder head. That's what happens every time. So not super uncommon, that's for sure. And usually it's never the original spark plugs that do it. It's usually when somebody has changed spark plugs and they didn't tighten them correctly. I should say tighten them enough. There is a torque spec for them. Obviously, there's a torque spec for everything. These are critical. These are actually very critical for that, where you got to absolutely make sure that they are tightened correctly. All right, so let's find out what direction we're going to go in this, and then we're going to have to go from there. I'm also going to have to fix those battery terminals too. All right, so talking with the customer on this F-250, sorry, there's a mosquito. This is the next morning, actually. Anyway, after talking with the customer, she decided she doesn't want to sink that kind of money into this at this point in time. It was just kind of a spare truck, and so we decided to forego the repairs. Apparently, there's also a kit that Dorman sells with like an extension that cuts its own threads, and you thread it down inside the cylinder head, and it cuts its own threads, goes down. And then it takes one of those new style long spark plugs that goes in like the 543 valves, those idiotic spark plugs that break when you go to remove them. So people were telling me, oh, you should use that, it's much easier. I researched it and I did some reviews. I researched it and read reviews back when I had my truck, my F-150 that I did the repair on with the spark plug. And what I found was about 50% of the people that were using that said don't do it. They said what happens is it cuts its own threads. It usually wallers out the hole a little bit in the process of doing it, and it doesn't last. It'll blow back out. When that happens, you definitely got to take the cylinder head off. I've never had a problem with one of those inserts, even though it's technically a temporary repair. So, and like I said, on this, I would pull the cab off. That's me. It just to make my life easier to do that job. Because for me to get up underneath the hood, especially in that spot, to try to get to that, no. Because you got to make sure the valves are closed and the piston's down, like I said. Because otherwise, I've seen people do that. They cut the new threads in there, and they wind up damaging a valve or the pistons all the way up, and they wind up hitting the piston. and nicking the piston. That creates detonation and pinging. So anyway, so we are foregoing this. We are not going to repair this. Like I said, the customer decided they don't want to spend that kind of money to fix it. They had actually even mentioned about that Dorman repair, and I said, you can do what you want, but I certainly would not recommend it. There are little mosquitoes all over the place here right now. But yeah, so I just figured I'd give you an update and let you know exactly what's going to go on with this truck. And it's not really an update because it's all in the same video now, right? Yeah, okay. Just let you know where we're going with this. But no, unfortunately, this is not going to be a repair. So, all right. Well, hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching. Hey, guys, so when editing that video, I realized that I said that I never had a problem with that insert, and it almost makes it sound like I used that Dorman insert that I said don't use. That's almost what it sounded like, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was I was talking about these things here. Now, what these are, this is what goes down inside the head. Let me just turn the light on. This is what goes down inside the head. If you see the knurls there, I'll explain this whole thing. But you use a special tool to cut new threads. That's the original spark plug thread hole size. So the original spark plug will go back down inside of it. This piece is what gets inserted into the head after you use this tool. That's the original size of the spark plugs. That cuts in originally, catches the threads if there's any there. If not, it starts catching up on here, and this cuts into the head. This is the piece that'll go down and actually destroy a valve or hit the piston or whatever. So I actually had welded it to this bolt because on those 4.6s and the, yeah, there's 4.6s and 5.4s and stuff like that. The spark plug sits down in a hole, so you need to get to it. So anyway, you wind up threading this down in place, and then there's a special tool. Once this is sitting down in the right spot, right height, you take this tool. This tool fits onto this like this, and then what happens is as you smack it down with a hammer, and it spreads the top of that out, and the knurls grab in the aluminum. So I've never had an issue with this, but this is still technically a temporary repair. You can buy this kit from the parts store, and that's where I usually get it. You can buy replacement or additional thread certs, and I'll show you that. Fix the thread. These things. You could buy additional ones of these because they really only give you 1 or 3, depending, of these in a kit that this comes with. The kit comes with this, and then 1 or 3, depending on the kit of these. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody out there, because like I said, it didn't sound right when I realized that when I was editing, I mean. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. When you're putting these in, you have to use a flat bottom spark plug, like, hold on, like this. See that, how it has the flat bottom? And the reason for that is because this will catch the aluminum of the head and stop that insert from going in any further. Because I've seen it where people have installed that insert way too far down in the hole. The original spark plug for this vehicle has a taper strip. So the taper is what catches inside the head. You need this to stop the insert from going in too far when you're installing the insert. Do I have a spark plug? No, I don't. I thought I might have had a spark plug laying around. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to explain that to you and clarify that. All right, getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.